Well, Gareth, it was a hard-fought point. What was your reflection on the result?
I think exactly that. I don't think we played particularly well. We didn't use the ball anywhere near well enough, and it meant that because of that, for long periods of the game we were in our half and we were defending. But having said that, I think Legsy's had one save to make in the whole game, so you can have the ball as much as you want, but you've got to hurt the opposition, and I didn't really think they hurt us at all. We've actually had 15 shots tonight, which I can't quite believe, but I think 6 or 7 of them must have been off set pieces. We had some really good chances, and sometimes when you don't play well, sometimes when you can't really get going in terms of the same energy levels and the same quality levels that you have done in the previous 2 games, then you have to be resolute, keep a clean sheet and see if you can nick one on a set piece, and we certainly had plenty of opportunities to do that tonight.
Reading, as you mentioned, had a lot of possession, but certainly in the opening 20-25 minutes, you more than looked more the dangerous side. Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah, I thought we actually started fairly well. We got some really good positions, but again, just perhaps a tiny bit wasteful. We obviously had the awkward moment of Thomas getting injured in the warm-up, which again sometimes affects your continuity a little bit, but I don't think it made much difference. Legsy came in, didn't have a lot to do. His kicking was really, really good. Communication with a back four excellent, which we know he's got, and we would completely trust him. But yeah, first half we looked a little sharper. I still felt as though at times, if we're going to do what we did against Fulham, which we wanted to, which was go up against them and put pressure on, we just couldn't quite get the pressure on in the right areas quickly enough. And then they passed around us a little bit, but again, then went backwards, and it almost became, well, let's get our shape, let's just wait for them and let's see if we can go a little bit quicker from a stronger shape. And we just didn't really go with the same edge tonight. And like I said, when we did, I just felt we were a little bit wasteful in possession, and we just couldn't quite get into those final third areas often enough.
And on Thomas, everything okay with him? Has there been any early indications of that?
No, I think he's had a quad strain for a while now, which we've been sort of managing. And I just think finally that he just felt it a little bit too much in the warm-up and felt like he wasn't going to be able to play. So we'll have to have a look at that, get it scanned, and hopefully it won't be too serious.
Made a couple of changes tonight. How did you feel that David and Lucas did on their reintroduction to the team?
Yeah, I thought they both worked incredibly hard. I think at times you can see Dukey will give us a little bit more physicality in terms of holding the ball in there. Again, I felt as though we didn't put enough quality balls from the final third into the box for him to go and feed off. And when we did, he looked threatening. He looked dangerous, had a couple of good shots. Of course, it's always going to tire a little bit. I just felt, I had a real quandary again. I just felt on a Tuesday, I just wondered whether we go with the same energy levels. I spoke to Jacques and Clayton about their international duties, and they said often it's the second game when you get back that you feel the worst. So I just took an opportunity, I felt, just to freshen it up and give them a little bit of a breather with maybe Saturday in mind. And also, listen, if we're going to be good enough over the course of a season, then we've got to go and draw and win games away from home with any of our players in the squad. But again, I thought the whole team overall just looked a little bit leggy today. Certainly didn't look to have the same sharpness we've had in the previous 2 games.
Didn't quite go for you in an attacking sense, but you must be pleased with how you're looking defensively, with that's your 3rd clean sheet on the bounce.
Yeah, and the back four have done the jobs. Well, the whole team have done the job. So again, if the game's tough and the game's not going the way you want, you have to deal with it. And if you have to dig in and make blocks and make tackles and defend resolutely with a real good concentration, then I felt we did that. We did that really, really well. And again, we've got a back four that are starting to look like they've got a real bit of synergy together and start to look like we can really trust what they're doing game in, game out. So really, really pleased with that.
Another point, and that just allows you to carry on that momentum into Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday, which I'm sure will be another tough game.
Yeah, again, look, any team, I know we're slightly different in some ways, that we sometimes show more quality away from home at times, but I think any team in this division, you want to nick points, win games, nick games away from home, keep building your points tally, and then be good at home, and be dominant at home, and we're no different, and we'll try to do that. I think, again, Norwich was a good start, but to also be unbeaten away from home. And I think if you look at the last 4 or 5 games of last season and then the first 7 of this, I think we've lost 1 game and had a poor second half, and apart from that, we've been pretty consistent. Again, great following from the crowd. Disappointed we couldn't give them a little bit more quality to watch. But again, sometimes the games go like that, and you've got to show a little bit of determination, which I think we have done so far.